For most of your life, you've been taught to fear rejection. To see it as a closing door, a final verdict, a scar on your ego. You've let a single no dismantle months of hope. You've allowed the silence of someone you admired to become a roar of self-doubt in your own mind. But what if I told you that this thing you run from, this monster under the bed, is actually a phantom? What if the very act of being rejected is not an ending, but a powerful beginning? What if, instead of a wound, it is a tool, a whetstone upon which the greatest versions of ourselves are sharpened? The Stoics, those ancient masters of resilience, understood a secret that the modern world has forgotten. They knew that the obstacle is the way. And today, we are going to learn how to use rejection to your favor. Lesson 1. Sever your self-worth from the outcome. When you are rejected, your mind screams, "I am not good enough." But this is a lie. The Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius advised us to strip things bare of their passionate interpretations. What is a rejection, objectively? It is a person, in a specific moment, with a specific set of biases and needs, making a choice. It is not a universal truth about your soul. Your value is not determined by a hiring manager, a lover, or an audience. It is determined by your character, your effort, and your virtue. When you learn to separate what you are from what happens to you, rejection loses its power to shatter you. It merely becomes an event, not an identity. Lesson 2. Seek the verdict of your own court. We are social creatures, and the fear of being cast out is primal. But the Stoics ask, whose opinion matters more? The opinion of the many, who may be misguided, or the opinion of your own reasoned self? When you are rejected, you instinctively look outward for validation. Instead, you must turn inward. Ask yourself, did I act with integrity? Did I give it my honest effort? Did I remain true to my principles? If the answer is yes, then you have won, regardless of the external result. The court of public opinion can be fickle and cruel, but the verdict of your own conscience is the only one that can grant you lasting peace. Lesson 3. Use rejection as a compass. Every no points you in a new direction. Often, we are so fixated on a single path that we cannot see the 10 others that are opening up around us. A rejection is not a wall, it is a signpost. It is life's way of conserving your energy for a destination you haven't yet imagined. Think of it as a gust of wind. You can fight against it, exhausting yourself, or you can adjust your sails and let it carry you toward a new horizon. The job you didn't get might have led to burnout. The person who didn't choose you was clearing the space for someone who will see you completely. Trust the redirection. Lesson 4. Train your perception. The Stoics taught that it is not events that disturb us, but our judgments about them. Two people can face the exact same rejection. One sees it as a catastrophic failure. The other sees it as a lesson, a test, a piece of data. Which one do you think will thrive? You have the power to choose your interpretation. You can choose to see rejection as a brutal attack on your ego, or you can see it as a free lesson in resilience, a chance to build calluses on your mind. By consciously reframing the event, you rob it of its venom and transform it into fuel. Lesson 5. Fall in love with the attempt. When your focus is solely on the prize, the path becomes a minefield. Every potential no is a threat. But when you fall in love with the process of trying, of showing up, of putting your work and heart out into the universe, the outcome becomes secondary. You stop playing not to lose, and you start playing to win. The artist who paints for the joy of painting will paint 1,000 more canvases than the one who paints only for praise. The more you try, the more the no's you will collect, but you will also collect the invaluable wisdom that comes only from doing. You become a person of action, and action is its own reward. Lesson 6. Remember that you, too, are a rejecter. Every day, you reject things. You reject a second cup of coffee. You reject a movie you don't want to see. You reject a path that doesn't feel right. Does that make the coffee, the movie, or the path inherently bad? Of course not. It simply means it wasn't the right fit for you in that moment. When you are on the receiving end of rejection, remember this. You are not being judged, you are simply being filtered. It is a matter of fit, not of worth. This simple shift in perspective can dissolve the sting of rejection and replace it with a calm understanding. Call to action: embrace the fire. So, the next time you hear the word no, do not let it land like a blow. Let it land like a challenge. See it for what it truly is: a test of your character, a redirection of your path, and a powerful tool for building the unshakable self. Do not seek a life without rejection, that is a life lived in a cage. Seek a life filled with attempts, filled with bravery, filled with the wisdom that comes from falling and rising again. Rejection is not the opposite of success, it is a vital part of it. It is the fire that burns away the inessential and leaves only the steel. Now, go out there. Risk the no. And let every single one make you unstoppable. Thank you for watching. Remember, the world can take many things from you, but it can never take away your power to choose how you respond. Make that choice your masterpiece.